Welcome to Study Chain. I'm a third year medical student studying at Government Medical College. I will be sharing my study tips and tricks along with study vlogs. In today's video, I will be talking about my top 10 study tips that help me to study efficiently, gain good grades and top my exam. So you can try it too. Like the video if you are new to my channel, and to never miss informative tips like this, do subscribe and ring the bell icon. If you have an exam in few days and you were not able to study before due to procrastination, after you follow these tips, you will be able to study efficiently and top your exams. And if you follow these tips regularly, then you can be a straight A student. So without any further ado, let's get started. The first tip is to start studying. When you don't feel like studying, set a 2-minute timer and start studying. It's most likely that by the end of it, you will want to study more. And if not so, then take a break of 1 minute and set the timer of 2 minutes and study again. Eventually, you will want to study more because it's human tendency that once we enter the flow state, we wish to continue it. And here the flow state is you studying, and as we said, only 2-minute timer. Our brain finds it as an easy task and does not procrastinate. This tips helps me a lot whenever I find it difficult to start. Tip number 2. Surroundings matter. Studying in a quiet place helps me a lot to concentrate and finish my task early. I always love studying in library because I take the effort of going there with the mindset of studying, and seeing the people around me studying makes me want to study as well. If you can't go to a library, then choose a quiet place, which can be your room too. And you can also use noise cancelling headphones and try to fix your place to study. So whenever you sit there, your mind already knows that it's time to study. Also try to keep your desk clean and organized. Tip number 3. Keep distractions away. Stay away from TV or mobile phones and avoid listening to songs while studying, as you might get distracted while focusing on songs. Keep your phones away from your vision and turn on the silent mode so you won't get distracted by the sounds of notification. Don't use your phones even during a break between your study sessions because we tend to lose track of time while scrolling through the social media. Tip number 4. Plan your studies. It's important to plan your study sessions in order to be a straight A student. Divide your whole schedule into smaller portions with break in between and keep your schedule realistic. Being a student who wants to achieve good grades and study efficiently, we tend to make unrealistic study schedule. Try to avoid that. Know your ability and plan accordingly. Don't overdo it and reach the stage of burnout. Tip number 5. When to study. Try to find out which time suits you the most. If you are an early bird and love to start your day early and study, then do so. If you love studying late at night, then you should plan accordingly. Try to cover hard topics during the time of the day when you are most productive. Normally, it takes me 3 hours to complete a chapter, but if I do the same thing in morning, then it takes me only 2 hours or less. As I am more productive during the early hours, I go through difficult topics during this time of the day. Thus, it saves a lot of time. If you are finding these tips useful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video and click on the bell icon to never miss a video from me. Now let's get straight to the 6th tip. Read, active recall and revise. In order to retain the information which you have read, it's important to revise what you have read. Once you read a chapter, try to recall all the points. This is known as active recall, and go through the points which you were unable to recall, and then revise what you read at the end of the week and once a month, and keep the revision sessions small. This helps me to memorize the information for a long duration of time, and it always works for me. Tip number 7. Study smart, not hard. This is the most important tip which many students fail to follow. You should study according to the type of exam. If I have an MCQ test, then I have to go through all the factual knowledge and minute details and solve many MCQs. But if I have a theory exam, then I will practice only the important questions from the previous 10 to 20 years papers, instead of reading through every chapter and every page. This saves a lot of time and energy. Tip number 8. The Pomodoro method. In order to avoid burnout from studying continuously, try to study in smaller sessions. For this, I use the Pomodoro technique. I set 25-minute timer and study with full concentration during this period, and then take a 5-minute break, and again study for another 25 minutes. This helps me to fully concentrate and avoid exhaustion, and helps me to study for 12 to 14 hours a day. Tip number 9. Form a study group. While studying in a group, we explain concepts to other students, which help us to memorize them, and our doubts are solved. So it's a win-win situation, but be careful while selecting your study mates and keep your study group sessions of 3 to 4 hours only. I personally love studying in a group because it helps me in better understanding of concepts and also keeps me motivated and on track. And lastly, the tip number 10. How to avoid getting bored while studying. Studying one subject for a whole day can be tiring, so always try to study multiple subjects. Also try studying with flowcharts, diagrams, and mnemonics. They are better to understand, fast to retain, and thus saves a lot of time. Love what you do and treat yourself every now and then. And don't study for long hours continuously. Instead, divide them into smaller sessions. I study in sessions of 3 hours with breaks in between, with a total of 3 to 4 such sessions. So, these were my top 10 study tips, which will help you to top your exams. Try these tips and start studying immediately, and do tell me in the comments below which of these tips were useful for you. If you find these tips helpful, please like the video and share it with your study mates. I will be uploading more study tips and vlogs on regular basis, so subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications. See you in the next video. Until then, keep studying with Study Jane.